think I'm probably going to add to my CV something like killer of plants. Hi everyone, I realise this is a bit random, this video, but it's also a bit of a house update as well as a video about houseplants. Lots of you were very, very keen for a video on plants. So I thought I'd give you a little whiz around what I've been buying and why. Why, oh why. It all started with an ad that I had to shoot, and I needed it to look a bit like an indoor jungle, or an urban jungle, even though I'm right in the middle of the sticks, so it's not really urban at all. So I went to this amazing pop-up plant shop near where I live, and then I bought those, and for some insane reason I thought, you know what I need more of? Houseplants. So I got some more, and then I needed pots for everything, so I went and bought pots, and then some of the pots weren't the right size, so I went and bought more inner pots for them, and now I have loads of inner pots and I need more outer pots. It's becoming not only a time-consuming hobby, but it's you know, and it's expensive. It's an expensive hobby, the pots alone, and I need more of them. And to be quite honest, I don't know what I'm doing because I've got enough to be looking after already. I have enough responsibility in my life. So lots of you showed an interest in the plant video, and I'm just going to give you a quick whiz around and also talk a little bit about the building work that we're having done right outside of this window. Now, I wasn't going to meld these things into one, but I thought, you know what, it's right there, and it sort of feels like it's a subject that's at one with my plants. So we're going to talk about that too. I have got vases and vases full of bluebells and whatever else. I mean, they're all dying. Wildflowers from the garden, because part of the garden is just almost a meadow of wildflower. And bluebells just completely overtook the whole garden. And then Mr. AMR was mowing, and he was going to just mow through the whole load of wildflowers because they're on their way out, you know, and they start looking manky and they all sort of cross over and, you know, fall over and look rubbish. And then they all go mouldy and weird. I know there's going to be a gardener's term for that, but I don't know what it is. So whatever the term is for when things have had their day, that was happening, and he was going around with a mower. So I just went around. I had armfuls of flowers, barely made a dent. I mean, you wouldn't have been able to tell that I'd picked any. It was carpeted with bluebells. So I have pots and pots and pots full of wildflowers everywhere, which is quite nice. These ones have been going for about a month now. So that's pretty good. And because they're wild and they go a bit gnarly, they look quite good when they're spent. So I've been quite pleased with those. I just wish that I'd got out there earlier and picked loads more. Okay, so this is a Calathea, is that how you say it? Or a Calathea? And I have two of these. Where's the other one gone? Oh yeah, so this one here is rescued from the hospital department of the plant shop that I go to, and that was £3.50, and it's doing really, really well. And I went back in and I got a bigger one because it was market day and I went past and it looked really beautiful, and I think that was 25. That's some leftover bread for the chickens there. So look, I've got all my labels here, my care labels, which tells me what each plant needs and what I need to do feeding wise and watering wise. I think that this is a Hoya. A Hoya! Hello there! And this one needs a bright spot, but not in the midday sun. Look at that lovely trailing leaves. Now, just want to show you my pot. I got a load of pots from Amara. Oh my goodness, it's trapped in the drawer, for God's sake. Okay, look, that's one of my pots from Amara. They're so pretty. I spent quite a lot of money on them, and they're quite large, but really, really worth it. I mean, they're stunning. That one was from Amara as well. And This one. Now this is interesting. Oh, hi, big building hole outside the window. I'll talk about that in a second. This one's interesting. This is a rubber plant, I think. And Anna Newton bought me this, Anna from the Anna Edit, years and years and years ago in a tiny little pot. I mean, a pot like what the herbs are in. And it's really grown. I haven't killed it. And I've had it for years. So impressed. So that's been repotted and it's gone into another one of my Amara pots, which I'm completely in love with. They do this in loads of different colours. And I know this one as the watermelon plant. This one does need humidity and it needs bright light but indirect light. So I just don't know anymore. I think that is east. So that's getting eastern light, but it's not very humid in here. So I'm not sure what to do with that. So I've got all these plants. I've got 3 upstairs as well that need shifting around, and I'm not sure what to do with any of them, to be quite honest. I think that will go in my bathroom, that will go in my bathroom. Don't know what to do with that one. Don't know what to do with that one. And the cacti, they've all been repotted. I've had those for about 15 years. They were just from IKEA. They were really, really in tiny pots, so they've just been repotted. And I need to get outer ceramic pots for those as well to make them look nice. And I think I might, I don't know, I mean, south facing is going that way. So that's the south facing window, believe it or not. So maybe in my dressing room, I could have a cacti collection. What do you think? This is another one of the pots that I bought from Amara. Hello, hello. I feel like I did go slightly over the top because I can't fit any of these pots on my mantelpieces. And I can't really have low-level plants because I've got a toddler and a barely stopped being toddler, and they do stuff like, I know, they'll just dig in the soil and probably eat it. So that's not any good. So now I need to go around the house and find places to put my plants, which I admit isn't, you know, the most pressing task that anyone's ever had to do in their whole lives, but I've been putting it off for weeks. Let's see. I need something for this pot though, definitely. And I'm not sure what it's going to be. I thought I'd finish this video before I absolutely lose the will with it. It's been about a week since I first filmed my plants. And I just I need someone's advice, to be quite honest. So these are the plants that I was talking about that are upstairs. This is my bird of paradise. And I just can't get the watering right. Maybe it's not the watering, maybe it's the light. So it's in sort of, for an hour or two a day, it's in south light coming directly through a skylight. But every time I water it, it just feels like the water just goes straight through the soil and then it floods over the bottom of the tray that's down in here, and then it comes out the side of the basket, it goes all over the floor. So it's like the soil doesn't absorb any water, but at the same time the soil feels really dry. So what do I do? I mean, should I just soak it, put it under the shower maybe, and soak the soil and leave it to drain? It's so heavy, I can't lift it myself, so it's a little bit of an awkward one, that. But you know, it seems just the flowers are beginning to shrivel. Maybe that happens anyway, but if anyone is an expert at these, what is going on? Why are my flowers dying? They feel really dry. The leaves kind of look okay, but I just can't get my watering right. So any help on that would be appreciated. This needs to move to, I think this is a succulent. So it needs really good, sort of strong, bright light. So that needs to move because it's actually only there because it's the only place that I can find to hang it. I might pop that down in my dressing room because that's got a good south-facing window. And I don't think it needs misting, but I think it needs watering every now and again. So I need to read my little care card on that. And then I've got this crazy number, which I absolutely love, seems to be doing okay, but I really don't know where to put it. It's sort of an awkward one. So I bought these for a shoot that I was doing, and I didn't really think it through in terms of where these plants are going to live. So if anyone knows where that one should go, then let me know. Let's take this one with us downstairs to my dressing room because I've put my Hoya in there. A Hoya there. Let's have a look. Okay. Kids going crazy downstairs because it's Friday and they're tired. Okay. So, house is in disarray because we're decorating places. So I've got my Hoya here. A Hoya! A Hoya there. That joke's wearing thin. And I thought that maybe my succulent would, if it is a succulent, would do really well in here. I don't actually think it needs to be in this hanger. I bought the hanger because I thought it was quite cool. But, I mean, maybe I could hang it, I don't know. Maybe it would just look nice just having it here, like a plant. Sorry, that's my pile of pants there. Okay, now I see why this plant is a hanging plant, because when you touch any of those bobbly things, they just fall off. Which is why they're all over my floor. Interesting dilemma. Oh, before I pop back downstairs to get a pot for that, my Calatheas, Calathea, is that what they're called? Are doing okay in here, in the bathroom. Pretty shady. I mean, it's light, but there's no indirect light. And I've just been watering them willy-nilly. This one's starting to perk up a bit by the looks of it. This is the one that I rescued for £3.50. We'll see how that gets on. But one that, again, doesn't seem to be doing so well is the peace lily, which is apparently impossible to kill. So I'm not quite sure what's gone on with that. I'm probably going to add to my CV something like killer of plants. It's about accurate. I just don't know what I'm doing. I think you need like that intuition of like, oh, that soil feels okay, or maybe that light's right for that plant. I just don't know what I'm doing. Is it something you can learn, or do you need to, is it inherent? Right, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my, yeah? Is that you as a man? Let's see. Wow, you look great. How do you look really? That's you. Right, what I might do is I might put my succulent in this one, which I've just got an old basil plant in. Do you think that pot will fit in there? While I'm here, this is the concrete slab for the extension, so we're getting there. I can't remember how much I told you in the last video, but this is basically the new dining room. So the old dining room was through that door, which is boarded off currently, which is becoming a sort of snug, I mean at the moment it's a shit tip playroom. But this is all going to be glass walls, which I'm just about to pay the deposit on, which is going to be a bit of a killer. They are not cheap, big glass doors at all. So yeah, I'm going to do, if you fancy it, I'll do a proper video on what we're doing and the progress so far. Not sure whether that's something you'd be interested in. But I like looking at other people's house stuff and renovations and just find it fascinating. I'm just so nosy. I think that's the problem. So if you fancy that, then let me know. And also remember to go over and follow at Crilly, because I'll be putting little updates on there when I get round to loading the photos into my computer. Right, I'm going to take this upstairs and pop my succulent in, not a euphemism. Oh, and another plant that I need to find. Right, okay, let me tell you about this amazing online brand called Garden Glory. And Garden Glory have basically made gardening glamorous, and they do these really glamorous gardening gloves, like hose pipes in different amazing colours, and they're just so clever with the stuff they make. And they had these huge lion head planters, but they also had these gorillas. And I can't really see it that well, but it's got a huge space inside for a plant pot. I'm going to get you some better pictures of him because the light's playing havoc, but how cool. Right, I'm going to go and pop my succulent into this. And I think that's it for now. Let me know whether you do want a renovations video. Oh dear. What's all going on down there? Hello, Dexter. What's going on? What's going on? You're wagging your tail. Watch out. Thank you. Look at the amount of things that pop off this. Every time I move it, just pop, pop, pop all over the floor. Well, hopefully it'll be okay in that for a while. I'm going to go and find a mister to mist that. What do you think? Right, that's enough about me rambling on about plants and the fact that I'm managing to kill them all. I shall see you in the next video.